Thanks so much, Chris. And I want to say thank you to our panel also. And for those of you who do not realize this, all three of those panelists are board members of BioCrossroads, so I have the pleasure of working with them on a regular basis. And now it's time to move to a part of our program that is near and dear to my heart. For the past 12 years, we have awarded a key contributor to Indiana's life science community with the Gus Watanabe Life Sciences Champion of the Year Award. Gus Watanabe was not only the founding chair of BioCrossroads, but a good friend and mentor of mine when we both worked at Eli Lilly and Company. I miss him to this day, and I am truly humbled to continue to recognize his commitment to Indiana and the life sciences through this Life Sciences Champion Award. This year's winner has contributed not only to the health of Indiana, but also to millions, if not billions, of people's health around the world. His discovery is something that either you have experienced personally or someone that you love has experienced. Let's turn now to learn about the video.
Well, the development of cardiac ultrasound was described as one of the 10 greatest advances in heart care ever. And Dr. Feigenbaum is known as the father of echocardiography. But Dr. Feigenbaum developed the technology and was really the individual who first used it as a practical diagnostic tool, discovered that it was useful for certain cardiac disorders, and then began with engineers developing the technology and then educating people about its utility, and then just continuing to expand the field. I think pretty much everyone in this country would agree that he's the person who really made the technology work for patient care.
I really believe that examining the heart with ultrasound was a wonderful thing to do. I had been in a cardiac catheterization laboratory, and although I enjoyed it and it was important, but it was nice to be able to do something without having to stick tubes in somebody and have them undergo some sort of a risk, and to be able to do it with just an external, painless, basically harmless technique.
Well, Harvey was able to make echocardiography a standard tool, so, and importantly, a non-invasive tool to assess cardiac function. So if you think about it, and in particular in the early days, about the only way you could get the kind of measures of cardiac function that you can with an echocardiogram was to do a catheterization, which is an invasive procedure, has higher risk, et cetera. So it really, the echocardiography really transformed the practice of not just cardiology, but medicine as a whole. Made it a lot easier and safer for patients. I'm sure a lot less expensive, count the ways. So it was better technology and improved care. What could be better than that?
We came up with an idea of how to be able to measure how it was working. And one of the fellows that were working with me, who's originally from Indianapolis, as a matter of fact, was named Richard Pop. And we wrote it up, and it was rejected by every journal. Again, I can, at this point, I don't remember. Well, Rich left and went to Stanford. There at Stanford, he repeated that same research, got virtually the same answers, and he submitted it for publication. But this time it was accepted. Why? Because I was the reviewer.
Dr. Feigenbaum has been a wonderful ambassador for Indiana University, first as an undergraduate, then as a medical student, returning for residency, and then joining the faculty in 1962. He's known worldwide as the father of echocardiography and literally wrote the book on the subject. In addition, he's long been known as a master educator and an accomplished clinician. He's a recipient of the IU President's Award, and this award is a wonderful recognition of the impact that Harvey's had, not just on IU, but across the world. Congratulations, Harvey.
Dr. Feigenbaum was a founding member and the first president of the American Society of Echo. A big part of Dr. Feigenbaum's legacy is his ability to innovate. He was the first to apply a novel technology at that time, using sound waves to diagnose fluid around the heart. And this was a huge innovation at that time, because prior to this, to detect fluid around the heart, which is a life-threatening condition, this had to be done much more invasively by sticking needles toward the heart. The constant innovation in echo reflects the success of echo in cardiovascular medicine today. Promoting innovation in echo, as exemplified by Dr. Feigenbaum, is an important mission of the ASC in keeping with Dr. Feigenbaum's legacy.
Gus was a good friend of mine. He interacted with my life many ways. One way, for example, which I obviously didn't list, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but somewhere along the line, I was asked to be on the board of directors of an ultrasound company. I was worried about that because I thought it would be a conflict of interest and it would be a problem. Well, at that time, Gus was the chief of medicine, so he was my boss. So I went to him and I asked him, what do you think I should do? And he knew me, and I knew that I was going to, try to be as honest about it as much as I could. And he thought I should take it. It would be a great experience. You'd get some idea how the corporate world works, and you could possibly influence to direct the product so that it meets the clinician's needs. And so I did. I did have a wonderful experience. It was fascinating. Whatever I made financially was all donated to charity. And I thank him for that. If he had not given the okay, I probably wouldn't have done it.
I knew Gus. Gus recruited me to Indiana. And Gus and Harvey were contemporaries, so they kind of grew up together in the Department of Cardiology, and then Gus became chair and all the other things that he did after that. I'm confident in saying that Gus would be really proud to know that Harvey was selected for this award. And I think it's also important to emphasize that Harvey is really a nice guy. And he has a really great wife, Phyllis, and he has great children. So it's quite a family.
Well, thank you for giving me this honor and another opportunity to tell the story.
Congratulations, Dr. Feigenbaum, and thank you so very, very much for such a tremendous contribution to healthcare and the life sciences. I must let you know that I let Peggy Watanabe know that you were receiving the award today, and she'll be in touch. To keep our award mode going, we're now going to hear from Darshan Shah, BioCrossroads Chief Data Officer, about Data X Challenge, which we announced last year's summit. And actually, we have Dr. Feigenbaum live, so before we move to that, I'm going to ask him to say a few words.
Well, thank you. And obviously, I'm very, very pleased. And yes, Peggy did contact me. She emailed me this morning. Yeah, Gus and I go back in many, many ways. Not only, he was actually my student because I am older, and he was a trainee when I was on the faculty. And then, as you know, he became my boss. And then we became colleagues because we were both on the Registry Foundation board. And then we were neighbors. We lived here in Winterwood. And above all, we remained good friends throughout all. In a way, this is almost like Yogi Berra once says, deja vu all over again. In 1992, the Columbus Society of Indiana decided to give Discovery Awards to a variety of people in honor of the 500th anniversary of Columbus discovering the New World. So I got the award for science, and it was presented to me by none other than Gus Watanabe. And I relished it, partially because I knew and he knew what I actually had done. So it's a wonderful award, and I thank you for giving it to me.
Thank you so very much. And again, congratulations. Bye.